Welcome to Just Say Okay podcast, where we are learning to be planted while walking on water. Now here's your host, Yolanda Morgan. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Just Say Okay podcast, where we are learning to be planted while walking on water. I'm your host. I'm your host, Yolanda Morgan. And if this is your first time tuning in, go ahead on and hit that subscribe, also that follow button. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Don't be making no faces now. You know I'll be playing. I got a cameraman today, y'all. Yeah. Listen, I don't just say okay, getting official. We got a cameraman, we got a production man. Yeah. So, but either way, as you guys can see, I have a wonderful, wonderful guest today.
Hey everybody. I'm Roman. Also known as YBKOG. You know, that's my artist name.
Okay, Mr. YBK.
Yeah, it sounds nice little ring to it.
Okay.
But I'm glad to be on the podcast today. You know, talk about something real. You know,
cause that's all we do right here.
Right.
That's all we do.
You said something that starting, but say it again.
Well, we are learning to be planted while walking on water. Wow. Yeah, too tough. Listen, go on, put it in one of your little bars, and then I need my credit though. I need a writer's credit.
I'm playing. I'll do that for real. Okay. For real.
Okay. Okay, so as he said, we have come here today to bring you guys, if nothing else, a testimony. Just because we all have one, we all have something good to share from our lives, and you never know who could learn or glean from it. So try to share it, and that's what he came here to do. So yeah. Welcome. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is some quick little rapid fire questions. So you're going to have to...
I got to answer them quick.
Yeah, you got to be on it. You can think about stuff too, but just some little fun questions to help the people get to know you a little bit, just because they haven't seen you on here before, which I'm glad that you're here, because I like having guests that aren't as, y'all aren't as familiar with. So this is someone new. He's new to me as well. And, you know, we broaden our horizons, y'all.
Yeah, we gonna learn y'all something today.
I'm telling you now.
From a different perspective.
There you go. Because, you know, it's always information. Yeah. And some of it be seeming like it's redundant, but it's always coming from a different perspective because, you know, everybody have different perspectives on stuff. So.
Right.
But either way. So let's see. So what's your favorite Bible verse?
Oh, Lord. Okay, my favorite Bible verse.
Coming out swinging. Let's see. You know your word.
Favorite Bible verse.
I ain't dealing with you. I ain't dealing with you, Roman.
You ain't let me answer.
Okay, I'm going to let you answer.
I was going to say, honestly, I feel like I haven't found my favorite one yet.
Okay.
It's more of... I feel like it's more. I have to find it.
Okay.
But, I don't know. They said Jesus will.
Okay. You know? Okay, listen. That's your 5-year-old Easter speech verse that you had to get up there and say now.
Or in the beginning.
But it is a Bible verse though.
It is, but you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing.
You know,
but like I said, I really feel like I got to find it.
Okay.
Where I'm at in my journey right now.
Okay.
I know it's gonna come to.
Okay. You know. And that's fair. Listen, right. And that's why I say, like,
don't judge me.
The people that's come on my podcast, we're all at different walks in our journey with God. It ain't nothing where it has to be. You gotta be a preacher to sit on the couch. Yeah. So, are you more of a comedy guy, or are you more of a romance guy, or are you more of a horror guy?
Ooh, you said like 3 of my favorite things.
Really?
I love comedy. I love horror. And I'm kind of romantic myself, I would say.
Okay.
But like as far as like you talking about like just in general, or you just some like
Movies and stuff.
movies?
Yeah, movies.
I'm not watching a romance movie by myself.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not
Why
doing
not
that
by yourself?
because what for? Why?
What you mean?
Why?
What you mean? You can't just
This
enjoy a romance flick?
a rom com. It gotta
Okay.
have some comedy in them,
Okay.
but
That's
it's just
fair.
like Sister Wives or
Sister
that
Wives.
sound
Wait a
like a movie.
minute.
That sound like a movie that
Sister Wives is definitely not a romantic movie.
that's a movie for real, right?
No, it's the TLC show. Lord have mercy,
I
y'all.
thought
It's the TLC.
that's how
The
like,
polygamy.
oh.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's one man and I think he had like 4 wives. It's a TLC show.
Oh,
Got like 20 children.
well, I wasn't trying to go that way.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that was like one of them type of movies, like them the type of movies.
Like The Notebook. Do you know The Notebook?
Stuff like that.
You can't watch that by yourself?
It's
Okay.
not gonna entertain me. Like keep me entertained.
Okay.
Not like a horror
Okay.
or comedy.
I'll be in there weeping. I have a good time.
That's why I'm not trying to.
Okay.
Cry.
I mean, better to cry by yourself,
Yes,
if you care about people seeing you cry.
Yeah.
But I think you should cry. I'm always here for a good cry because that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. But yeah, okay. So you more of a all three, but no romance by yourself.
Right.
So you can do the rom-coms.
Right.
Just not anything. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Where are you from?
I'm from Albany, Georgia.
Albany. You heard it, y'all?
Albany. Stand up. 229. Stand up.
They know.
Yeah.
Okay, so from Albany, Georgia. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am. Ooh. It just make my knees hurt.
Oh Lord.
I'm 27.
Oh God. I mean, I got one foot in the grave then, if that's the case.
Why you say that?
Because I'm 29.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if your knee hurt, my leg about to go.
You gotta cling on to it.
Okay.
Hold on to it.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we want to know about Mr. Roman? Let's see. I'm talking about rapid fire questions, and I'm asking the questions slow as hell.
It's giving
okay.
Shotgun.
Okay. Let's see. Do you believe in marriage, and why?
Yes, definitely. I believe in marriage because I feel like that's a part of like why we're put on the earth, to have somebody, a significant other.
Okay.
Me personally, I always I still do want to be married and stuff. That's something I yearn for.
Okay.
No matter like how stuff be going out, because you know how this stuff is pretty much now. But and I feel like it's to have a partner to like grow with, like spiritually, emotionally, physically.
Yeah.
Like that's something rare. Well, you rarely see it in a healthy version, I would say, but you still have those good examples. And it's like so many benefits that can come from it. But yeah, I feel like that's the type of stuff that life is about. Like,
okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
You're supposed to be alone forever.
Not forever.
Forever. Ain't nothing wrong with being alone.
Yeah, I just been say nah.
I ain't saying that.
Because God calls some people to be alone, but
you got some people that can't.
Yeah.
Don't know how to function.
Yeah.
Being alone, but nah, that's something for sure I do want.
Okay. Okay. Well, I like to hear it then.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream. Ice cream.
Really?
What kind of ice cream you like?
I like pistachio almond. Don't judge me. I know that's one of them old folks ones. But have you tried it?
I tried. Granted, I have not tried
it. Okay.
But pistachio and an ice cream.
It's really it's really refreshing though. I think you'll really like it.
What brand, I should say?
Bluebell. Bluebell has been the best one I've ever.
Come on now. Come on, I like that. Okay,
Okay.
we talking. We talking now. Bluebell.
Bluebell is the best one I done tried. I will
Okay,
say that.
they got a pistachio.
Yeah, a pistachio almond at that.
I might gotta try
You
it.
gotta
It might be
try it.
talking about
I'm telling
for
you.
bluebell because
Therapy. Oh God.
I'm gonna have to say God because I've never done therapy. Like I find therapy in God. Like when I talk to God, a lot of times, or like amongst my brothers, depending on what I'm talking about. Like that's I find my little gaps of therapy. I would say,
Okay.
but I do want to do therapy. Like
Okay.
really,
Okay.
that's a goal of mine.
Well, that's what we doing here today, y'all. Okay, that was a trick question. You can do God and therapy. That's my motto. God plus therapy.
Okay,
You need both. So,
okay, okay,
but
okay,
yeah, okay, all right. Well, that's gonna be the end of our little rapid fire questions.
okay.
We're gonna go and get into what we came here to talk about today, which is your wonderful testimony.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you could just give us a little bit more background about a big faith move or
Mm-hmm.
just your journey as it is. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big faith move. And I
Mm-hmm.
do want to give that disclaimer to y'all because, love hearing about big faith moves. Don't get me wrong. But if you just want to come on to share your testimony,
Mm-hmm.
always here for it. That's what this podcast is about. So if you could tell us a little bit about your testimony and what brought you here today. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say to start off, as a big faith move, um, it partially has happened, but it ain't fully happened yet.
Yeah.
It's more to it. I got more that I got to do.
Mm.
So it's like a process. I feel like some slow progress is better than no progress.
Okay. I like
So
it there.
I'm moving. But I will say, like my faith, um, I'm happy with where I am now from where I used to be,
Okay.
faith faith wise. Most definitely because I feel like a few years ago, like I really was out here like I was kind of like just living, you know, pretty much thinking I could do things on my own, but not even just like subconsciously doing it,
Yeah.
not even realize I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But at the same time realizing like I'm not including a guy in a lot of this stuff, but a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that I want to do, it takes that, you know.
Yeah.
I know that's what God wants from me.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say like as far as me like getting my job that I got now, that's been a real staple for me to like be stable
Yeah.
and in my situation for me to elevate even more.
Yeah.
But I would say that like um dang, hold on, I lost my train of thought. But get my job, um, I feel like me venturing out to do a lot more different things as far as like what I feel like my purpose is. That kind of is like where I'm at, putting the groundwork out there.
Okay.
I would say doing that more so. Like I have my plan, and I've been pretty much like getting back to my foundation.
Okay.
So now when I move, I know like I can move the correct way, and I'm moving without fear
Yeah.
and doubt
Yeah.
and stuff. But I want to make like I basically I'm about to talk in the loop, but have it like substantial so that I'm ready for the things that God gonna present to me, that He
Yeah.
gonna bring my way.
Yeah.
I know if I, cause I want to do music. Y'all ain't know I'm an artist, y'all, but
Yeah. You ain't even let the people know
I ain't even
that.
say that. But now this is my first time, y'all.
You talking
A little
about my
nervous.
I'm YBK. You like YBK for what?
That's the yes. YBK stands for Young Black King. The OG part that's just a nickname, man. That were a lot of my boys call me. A lot of most people call me. But it ain't even set in stone because I haven't like I haven't put myself out there yet,
Okay.
so that's just, you know,
Well, you
that's what
coming
it
on
is.
out of hiding on this
I am,
podcast.
I am,
Yeah, stop hiding yourself.
yeah. That's been the whole thing. Just getting more
Why?
comfortable with what you said. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, we getting to it.
So I feel like the reason why I was so well, I'm better now. But why I was so like hesitant on doing a lot of stuff is because I guess seeing a lot of my peers, um, I had a real bad problem with like comparison.
Oh
You know,
God, man.
yeah, that like feeling like I'm not where I'm supposed to be
Mm,
because I
mm,
see other
mm.
people excelling in their careers,
Yeah,
and it's like what they doing and I'm not doing.
yeah,
But you grow and you learn.
yeah,
I'm not too much like that no more, but I know I still have my certain tendencies to where it's like, but I'm better. Like I'm here. I'm on the camera. Like I
yeah,
don't really,
yeah,
kind of don't really do. I haven't been doing this stuff. Like I got some stuff I've been working on.
yeah,
Me and my boy, but it's just as far as putting it out there. Like I feel like I had a problem with like feeling like I ain't gonna say deserve, but it's like why, like I want to do music, like what make you feel like you can do it? Like I'll be questioning
yeah,
myself a lot,
yeah. And the not to interject,
hmm
but to interject. The It's really fascinating though, Roman, because that's what I had been praying on
hmm
for you.
uh,
Because like I said, this podcast is very intentional in the things that we do, and I try to make it be known like we pray here. If we don't do nothing else, we gonna pray. So
right.
before I have guests on, like I told you, and I communicated it to my brother,
hmm
that I have to pray before I what you call it.
Right.
So the thing that he kept giving me was comparison,
hmm
comparison, 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 and like the concept. Do you know what imposter syndrome is? I'm sure you probably not heard
I
of it,
don't.
but
I know what an imposter is, but I'm pretty sure like it's
it's the same concept
right. Right.
basically. So imposter syndrome is this thing that our brain does when we are showing we don't believe we deserve the things that we have.
Right.
We don't believe we deserve to be in the spaces that we are in,
hmm
even though evidence have shown because you're here, you're meant to be here.
Right.
Because you're doing it, you're meant to be doing it.
hmm
Like you can do it.
Right.
Like
Right.
you sit there and you like talk yourself into like a little tailspin where you going down a little spiral where you just like, oh my God, I can't do it. I can't. Who am I? Why
Right.
should I do this?
Right.
Why am I able to do this? Am I really able to do the things that I say I'm gonna do?
hmm
That's what imposter syndrome does. It makes you feel as if you're not who you say you are.
Right.
And in this case, you're not who God has called you to be doing the things that God has called you to do.
Right.
So yeah, it's a tricky one, but kind of like what you're saying, it's something that we definitely have to overcome.
Right. Yeah.
And
Because I feel like that's what it's that's what it is. Me overcoming it, like me doing certain things to like get me out of that mindset.
yeah,
I know, and part of that does include me getting more into my faith, tapping in more into, with God, and then the other part like doing the groundwork and like believing in myself and really seeing that I could, I can do it.
yeah,
Because like you said, those thoughts will go through my mind too. Like just as I have those imposter syndrome thoughts. I know I'm on. That's what I had. That's the thing about talking to a therapist. But yeah, like it's the other side to where it's like I know I can do this because the certain reactions I get from people, I rarely get. A lot of people like you hear somebody say that they make music nowadays, they mind go instantly to
we gonna
you feel
and
me? You feel me? Trapping, all that.
yeah,
But you do have some people that are like musically inclined, talented,
Yeah.
that know how to, like, I feel like God like trumps everything.
Yeah.
And well, for one, I want to go back to what I was saying earlier. Like, if I would have came out and tried to go pursue what I wanted to do at an earlier age than what I was at, I don't think I would have been mentally ready for some of the stuff that
Okay.
comes with it. You know,
So what is some of that stuff? Tell us a little
like, you
bit.
mean like what I feel like I wouldn't be ready for, or you saying like
What you wouldn't be ready for and the stuff that you, well, yeah, what you
at the
wouldn't
same time?
be.
Like, what come with it is, well, it's, for one, I'm a private person. I would say I'm not, is like, I'm not antisocial. I be to myself, but like my people that I rock with,
You rock with
they
them.
know me.
Yeah.
I'm not pretty
Okay.
much like that with them.
Yeah.
But like, to the outside world of people that don't know me, is I'm not as, I guess, charismatic.
Okay.
Um, I would say like,
So you're a little bit more introverted.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But I know I got a message I would want to like get out to, like, say it's really, it's okay to do, to be you, because you can still be successful while being you.
That's facts.
That's I strongly believe that.
Say it again.
Now,
Say it again for the people.
you can still be successful while being you.
Yeah.
Say it right, same thing. That's
You
what
are
I
one
said.
of one.
Like, I want it to be like, I want to be an example, because you do have some examples out there, but like, for those kids or young adults that want to do music but feel like they have to do these things that they see these other
Mm.
people do,
Yeah.
degrade women,
Yeah.
glorify
Drugs.
drugs, guns, all that different type of stuff, that I feel like it's just like, in my spirit, I wouldn't want nobody that doesn't know me. Like, I wouldn't want that to be my first impression.
Yeah.
Something like, something negative. It's so much
Yeah.
negative stuff. Like, I feel like you could, it's a way you could do it. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm a pretty humble person, so like, I'm appreciative for the things that I do have. So it doesn't take a lot for me to be happy. I feel like, as long as I could take care of things I need to take care of, as far as like my bills, my family and stuff like that, and I'm able to do it while doing something I love to do, like, it don't seem like work. Like, it'll be something I strive every day to get up to do.
Yeah.
But it's just by how you go by doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like, if I would have, because I would say, when I was like 18, 19, I was in a group.
Okay.
I
What
was in a
kind of?
little
Yeah.
shout
We
out,
need to hear this.
shout out. It ain't even no group no more.
No,
But
shut them out. No, don't be a group like that now. My bad.
please just say okay. Viewers, do not judge what the name of the group is.
What it
If I was
was?
gonna say
No, we
it
are.
was called Smash Bros.
Oh,
Like Mario,
so
Super Mario.
what that mean? What that represented? We being honest right here. What that represent?
To be real, I guess it's so funny. Um, young, wild, turned, smash.
Slash. Okay.
It's funny now that I
Okay.
think about it. But it wasn't nothing I came up with.
Okay. I just gonna say.
I
So
ain't
why
come up with
Smash Bros out of
it. Really,
everything?
my two partners that I was in high school with, they came up
Okay.
with it. I was making music with them, so they
Okay.
were just like, we might well get in the
Yeah.
group. So I was like, man, well,
All right.
I'm join in. But
Okay.
I can't tell you the origins because I didn't come up with it. But
Okay.
yeah,
So you was a
that's it.
part of the Smash Bros.
Yes, doing wild stuff. Like,
Okay.
I feel like, if when I was that age, if I would have got some type of leeway in the industry, I would have been somewhere I ain't had no business being, doing stuff that I really know is
Yeah.
not me,
Yeah.
because um, peer pressure, influence,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
I don't got the mindset that I got now, so a lot of stuff that pretty much I probably wouldn't be cool with doing. I probably
Yeah.
would have just did it because I was like, okay, well, my boy's doing it, so
Yeah.
um, just like even like I get certain temptations. It's a lot of evil in
In the music
a lot,
industry,
a
and
lot.
they talk about it so often,
Yeah,
about how much stuff like people get into,
yeah,
the
them,
drugs, the hype of the fame, the money,
yeah,
all of that stuff
all that.
plays a major role in sometimes the success and
Yeah,
failure of a lot of artists. So
exactly.
but honestly, like what you were saying, like if you go with God, He'll take you
Yeah,
and He'll protect you as long as you.
that's that's pretty much what my thing is. Like that's how I wanted to be. That's why I haven't fully went out there and did
Yeah.
it yet.
Yeah.
For one, I feel like it wasn't my time to do it like so
Mm.
soon. I feel like he's getting me like I'm getting there. Like most definitely.
He's
I
still
feel like it
developing you.
exactly.
Okay.
Like, but
So let me ask about that though.
okay.
So let me hear some of your progress. Tell us a little bit more about some of your progress that you made, like that you can see where God has changed your mind or changed your heart on
Right.
a specific situation.
Okay, well, I say most definitely. Last year was a real big year for me in terms of like my purpose and to
Mm.
planting little seeds and doing stuff to like make the train get to
Yeah.
rolling.
Okay.
Because before it's like I always like I write my own stuff, of course,
Yeah.
but it'll just be I write, record some stuff, never put it out, or
Yeah.
some sometimes I don't even record a lot of stuff that I did right by
Yeah.
my, but I never did a video before last year,
Mm.
or really kind of invest money into, like I invested money, but not into to the point to where I'm like, okay, I'm really putting some money into it.
Yeah.
Like besides just little hours here and there at the studio and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but like I'm talking about putting money towards production stuff and you
Really
know,
making it.
yeah, and in addition to that, like meeting certain people, there's certain people that I done came across this last year. I feel like God really put certain people in my life to like, okay, I know you was, I know you was kind of straying away from this, like, cause I was having thoughts of like, okay, I don't even know if that's something I want to do anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like, he wouldn't even let me
Yeah.
go
And
through with
I
that.
want to hear more about that too.
Yeah,
Like, let me. What What was that moment? Not to change the subject, but what was that moment for you
I would say it was like it's a few of them, like
that kept
right,
redirecting you back
yes,
to?
pretty much doing that because it's like even with me trying to go in a different direction just for the name of like, okay, I'm trying to make me some more money right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, it's like my focus wouldn't be on that certain thing. It'll always come back to me like, doing what I want to do,
Yeah.
whether that's like somebody trying to work with me on some
Mhm.
stuff, or people trying to like, certain people that that knew me from being younger
Yeah.
and making music, like contacting me years later, like, bro, what
Yeah.
you got going on? What you
Yeah.
doing? You supposed to be.
He'll send him in
You
now
feel
to
me?
wake you up. Like,
You feel me?
hey.
Shout out my boy Eric, cause my boy Eric, hey, he hit me up, but my Kobe, like
Okay.
a lot of people, I just felt like God wouldn't let me just let that slip. And
Yeah.
then on top of that, I feel like like we was saying, like it's certain stuff that he like anointed certain folks to be able to do. Like you got your craft
Yeah.
with um your therapy, you how you can talk to people, your purpose with the podcast. It's like um if everybody could do it, they'll do it. Everybody can't do what what you can
That's a
do.
word
You feel me?
for you
It's like
too. You
exactly
hearing
it
it?
going in the same
Yeah.
sense. Because I feel like if it was just that easy, if people would do it,
Yeah.
but from the people that I always like. I got my certain ones, but I'm talking about people that's excluding from my like closer circle.
Yeah.
But certain people that I show them my music, or
Yeah.
like coworkers or um um friends of friends or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. Like I'm telling you, I rarely ever get any bad
Feedback.
feedback. And then even if it's not necessarily super positive, it's like, oh, you fine. It'll be like, okay, that's not my type of genre of
Yeah.
music, but I like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like it sounds good, it sounds nice.
Yeah.
And usually those people be folks that really they ain't on the type of time I'm trying to be on. They
Yeah.
on the,
The
which I don't judge people, but they on their street stuff.
yeah.
They on,
Yeah. I got you.
right. But they still pretty much kind of see it, and it's like that kind of showed me too that like I'm gonna continue to do that, like be me. I
Yeah.
ain't never had no problem with that. But
Yeah.
other than then, you young at school and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But when I kind of graduated and got out on my own and stuff, like I'm gonna be me regardless. Like
That's
I ain't,
yeah. That's what you gotta do though.
yeah,
Like you
yeah,
gotta, and that's what I've been talking about in my the it's not necessarily a series, which I may make it a series just because of the prevalence and the relevance that it has for today,
yeah,
for a lot of different individuals. Whereas I posted that video from the Lion King on my social media,
yeah, yeah.
where he like, Simba, you have forgotten who you are.
Right,
Remember who you are, Simba.
right.
Simba a king. And
Facts.
he living in the wilderness just as some little slumlord, I
Yeah,
guess. I don't know what to call it.
yeah.
But running around with animals, a meerkat and a boar,
Mm-hmm.
which he should be eating, if we
Right, you
being
supposed to
quite
be eating.
honest.
Yeah, yeah.
But you eating bugs, your whole appetite done changed. Everything done changed about you just because you are avoiding being the person
Right,
that God has called you to be.
right.
Or you have forgotten, because some people just legitimately forgotten, and then some people just legitimately don't know yet.
Yeah,
And it can only be found in God. I'm gonna just
right,
put that disclaimer out there, y'all.
right.
Like you kept alluding to your purpose. Tell us what your purpose is.
I feel like my purpose is well, anything like to do with music, like as far as playing instruments, making it, production, stuff like that. Um that's really what I feel like I'm put on this earth to do. But it's I feel like I'm supposed to leave an impact on certain people's lives, like to
Yeah.
let them know, you know, the stuff that's important.
Yeah.
Like bump all this other stuff that you be saying, bump all the chains, fly cars, all the different women and stuff like this. You could still be a stand up guy, child of God, and he could still open doors for you. And I feel like my purpose is to be a testament to that, to people for seeing it,
Yeah.
being an example.
That you can be yourself
Right, right.
and still
And still,
have the
yeah,
success because you have God, if
exactly.
nothing else.
And like be able to express that to people, like most definitely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just be a living testament to that. I would say
Okay.
that's really what I feel like it is. Because I
Okay.
feel like that's what I want to do, but I want to venture out to do different things,
Yeah.
like and touch different people.
What are the different things?
Well, like
You ain't gonna glaze over it now.
see, okay, I got a lot of. I
You
love to
ain't
fish. I love to
okay.
fish.
Okay.
I like to cook.
Okay.
I know how to draw, and
Okay.
I don't want to get into painting and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I was speaking on as far as like creating little avenues of different streams of income.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the music could be a way I could just transition into doing that different stuff. But my
Okay.
main thing would be that like letting folks know, you can still be you.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah. Cause that's like I said, 101.
Yeah,
It's only you.
for sure.
And
Hold on. Okay, and something I want to say is like to let it like to dang. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry I interrupted you because I don't forgot. Lord,
it'll come back to
it's gonna
you.
come back to me.
But
It's gonna come
yeah,
back.
I was just gonna say like the concept of, and I tell you guys this all the time. you are uniquely made. You are uniquely you. So if you aren't showing up in the space that you're supposed to be feeling, that God has put you in or trying to put you in,
Mm-hmm.
then somebody in the world may be missing something, or somebody may be suffering. People may not get free until you take your position.
Right.
And that's why I said the movie concept for the Lion King is so impactful, because
Mm-hmm.
it's in reality, like, Simba was out of place, so people at Pride Rock,
Yeah.
animals dying,
Yeah.
people living in fear, people
Mm-hmm.
upset just because he wasn't in place.
Right.
And that's one thing. And sometimes it's just because you, like you just said, you
Mm.
forgotten.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to be reminded. And
Yeah.
in his case, like I said, Nala was the one who showed up to actually remind him,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, you know you the king,
Right.
you know you the rightful heir to this throne.
Yeah.
And that's how God be showing us, and like have people show up in our lives to remind you, kind of like what you said already,
Yeah.
that he sent those different guys that you used to do music with, like, to, hey, wake
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't let that go. I ain't gonna let you let it fall off to the wayside. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep pushing, even when it's not moving at the rate that you want to move at.
Right.
Because that's a key.
That was a big problem. I had a big
Yeah,
problem with that.
yeah,
Feeling like, and that was why I was like, I'm just start doing it because it ain't going on my time. But
hmm,
I ain't put. It's God's time, man.
yeah.
That's the perfect time. But
Ecclesiastes. Then you point that out.
I said Ecclesiastic.
Okay,
Okay.
Ecclesiastes. So Ecclesiastes 3 touches on, it's a time for everything,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of doing things in God's timing can make or break a situation. It can rely on the success and failure of a situation, because
Right.
the right thing done at the wrong time is the wrong thing.
Yeah.
The wrong thing done at the right time might still be the wrong thing, but
It was at the right time.
but
Right.
the first one that I said, the right thing done at the wrong time is still the wrong thing.
Mm.
And you have to keep that in mind, because it's one of those things, like, it helps you to gain a new perspective when it comes to patience,
Right.
I guess you could say. Because really, if you can be patient, or if you get the concept that, like, even, okay, God spoke to you and said, like, I'm gonna put you on the main stage.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm gonna put you out there. Now, is that gonna be tomorrow, or is that gonna be 2 months from now?
Right.
And a lot of the times with us, we get so caught up on the timeline of things, and you like, oh well, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen.
Right.
And God, like, I don't need you to make it happen.
Right.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
You just gotta
So
focus on what I need you to do.
basically, do the things He told you to do.
Yeah.
So if you know what He done already told you, Roman, that means just focus on the things that you know he done told you to do in this season. Because even down to that, the concept of stuff being out of season. So I know I told y'all that I'm coming out with a apparel line. So when God first was talking to me about it and gave me a little seed money to do it, it was about fall. It was fall, and I didn't do it, y'all. So now
What you did? We ain't gonna gloss over
that. Okay, well, get me straight then.
Yeah,
so,
because
that's why I be telling y'all, like, your girl don't got it all together. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I do not have it all together. But he told me to do a thing with my apparel line. So the first thing that he showed me was sweatshirts.
Okay.
Sweatshirts are fine in the fall, fine in the winter.
Right.
What month are we in?
It might be spring.
Yeah.
It's spring.
And it's very much given 85 degrees outside. And it's very much given, we ain't finna be walking around in no sweatshirts, Yolanda.
Right.
So it's like one of those things, how it's like the importance of doing stuff. And it's not saying that I can't still do it.
Right, yeah.
But he gave it to me to do in the fall, and to put it out there in the fall, because it would have been perfect.
Right. Fall,
like, yeah. Fall and winter, and then springtime come around, you put something else out. He's giving me something else for the apparel stuff, But it's just saying like that time and the importance of God's timing and that I allowed that time to pass.
Right, right.
And you know, we have our different reasons for not being obedient to what God has told us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the biggest thing for a lot of people, including myself, is fear.
Yeah.
That's something that's like y'all done been on this journey with me. I've been working on it. But yeah, fear is a really big one that will stop you from doing it and like you trying to have all the answers for things.
Right. Yeah. Cause I was feeling like that too. Feeling like I got the answers, but not even necessarily. But it's just I get what you mean. Because it's like you see so many other people like they just go and just do it. They just do it. They just do it. But you know that you don't never know what they did or how their relationship is
Yeah,
with God. You know what
yeah,
their journey was. You
yeah.
just see the finished product,
Product
and
of
that's
it.
what it be. Like you see, man, I remember being in school with this guy. Nah, boom, 6, 7, 8 years later, he a millionaire.
Okay.
I'm just saying an
No,
example,
no,
but
yeah.
but you don't know what bruh went through to
Yeah.
get to that point.
Yeah.
You don't know how his struggles was or
Yeah.
how his journey was. You just
That's why they said that when they say comparison is the thief of
yeah.
joy.
Mhm.
Comparison like blocks your whole view of
Mhm.
what you have within your hands, what God has blessed you with, because you looking at the next man's
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And you can't you one thing that I have come to realize what's for you is for you and what's
Yeah.
for someone else is for them. No matter how much you stare at what they got in their hand, if God ain't called you to have that, you will not
You don't
have
have
it.
it. Yeah.
But in the same difference, like if God has called you to be a great artist,
Mhm.
then that's for you.
Right.
That don't mean Yolanda finna turn out here and turn around and be able to, oh well, I see Roman doing it. Oh, what he doing? Oh, it seems
Right.
so easy and all this, and I can do that.
Yeah.
When in reality, no, no, you can't, cause that ain't that ain't
It
you.
ain't for you.
That
Right.
ain't your calling.
Right.
He ain't called you to do that. And that's what a lot of people get caught up on. And like you were saying, like you looking at somebody else's thing and you don't know what they've been through, what
Mhm.
toil they have been through to get
Mhm.
the results that they got. Some of it be like legitimately like God done really blessed them and stuff like that. But even within that, understanding that even when God blesses you with something, it's still a process He takes you through.
Right.
And that's something that people don't realize, that like you said, you see the full finished version of it
Mhm.
and you think just because it's God given, you not gonna go through nothing. And
Right.
God just gonna plop it in your lap.
Right. And I know it ain't gonna work like that.
No,
Uh,
no, it does not.
hmm.
It's one of them things that like soon as you really like allow the space and opportunity for God to show you like, hey, it's still gonna happen. It's just, it's not, you gonna go through some stuff
Right.
before you get to that finished product.
Or like he want to make sure all right. This what you really want,
Yeah,
or I get what you mean.
yeah.
Like take you through some stuff to be like, all right, it's not gonna always be sunshine.
it, there you go.
Right? It's about the journey
Yeah,
and the stuff you learn from
yeah.
it.
And ultimately like growing your relationship with
Right?
Him.
Yeah.
Cause
Facts.
that's what it do. Like
Hmm.
the moments where you have to sit at home by yourself and really reflect on certain things
Yeah.
and really talk to Him about like, okay, God, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this situation. I don't know. Well, this ain't happening the way I thought it was gonna happen. So do
Hmm.
that mean this is not for me? Or
Right.
does that mean I need to go a little harder? Or do I just need to be still?
Right. I feel like I really feel like that's is I have I'm growing my discernment
Yeah,
because that's like I know some like my grandma. That's what make me. She another reason what make me know like this is what I got to do. Like
yeah,
this. the way that I'm trying to go by doing it,
Yeah.
I'm doing it the right way because it's like she constantly tell me, uh, you got to include God in
Yeah.
everything. God wants to be included in your relationship, marriage, your job.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, or everything pretty much. He just wants you to want to include him in those things. Um, and like the more that you do, the more time you put into your relationship with God and everything, like the more discernment you get from that.
Yeah.
I feel like I is my discernment is way better than what it used to be.
Yeah.
For certain things I'm able to see and be like, okay, I know this God talking to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Because before it's just I'm out here just blind
Yeah.
and just like I said, I was just living like taking it a day by day. Like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it by myself, not by myself, but on my own, pretty much
Yeah.
with that mindset and how it was moving. That's how it was, but the older I get, like I'm understanding it now. Like this what really matters. All the other stuff really don't matter. It's irrelevant. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
'cause when it's all said and done, like as long as I know I'm right with God,
Yeah.
like I'm gravy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you now.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, back to your journey.
Hmm.
So you said when if God would have gave it to you when you was younger, you probably would have threw it up just because your
Hmm.
mindset when where it is now.
Right.
You moved through different things. You told us about your purpose,
Hmm.
and what you feel like you've been placed here to do, which is a beautiful thing.
Hmm.
And it's so much more that you can even do with that because it's by you doing it the right way, you can show other people how to do it the right way too.
Right.
So
Right.
whether it be adults or younger teenage guys, it
Hmm.
becomes a real big thing for like a lot of kids coming up and teenagers and stuff like that, like trying to break into the industry and
Hmm.
figure out the different ways to do different things. They need
Yeah.
that positive figure, that positive role model who done it the right way
Right.
to reference and be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
that's the way it should go.
Hmm. I'm doing it the right way.
Yeah. But yeah, so tell us more about your journey from like, okay, or did you tell us like
I
your
was
turning
get
point?
I was finna get into it, but we had kind of
Tangent. Okay. Get into the turning point that made you realize like, okay, I need to do this the right way.
oh okay. Whoo. So my turning point really, um, I would say it was like that fourth or fifth year after I graduated. I
Okay.
graduated in 2016, like
Okay.
2020, like kind of right before when COVID happened.
2020,
2020,
2019,
20,
2020.
right before COVID. Oh, that was such like I was at the lowest in my life, and
Mm,
it's like I was put in a position to where I had no choice but to go to God, like go back to God, go to my roots, because it's like literally nothing else was working. And I got to the point in my mind to where it was like I really was like a split second away from doing something that I feel like I probably would regret for the rest of my life.
yeah.
All just because things wasn't going the way I was wanting them to go, and I was like, struggling, and then like I got to make something happen.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, like I was put in a position to where like I ain't had nothing but time, like nothing but time, and it's like I had nobody to talk to. So like, man, I'm gonna talk to God because I was like, my spirit was so heavy. I felt like that was him trying to call out to me,
Yeah.
like
It was.
you going through all this, man, like, and a lot of the stuff you going through, you putting yourself through them things because of your decisions,
Yeah.
you know. I had a lot of I had a problem with like blaming others for a lot of
Mm,
stuff that I know. Even if it was some type of part that they played in,
yeah.
it's still my life. you know,
Yeah.
and I still decided to do certain things that I did, you know. So it was my own fault that I was in the position I was in, you know. But I'm glad I went through the things that I went through, like
Yeah.
because they made me who I am today. But yeah, 2020, kind of before COVID, pretty much, I was I was at my lowest. Like it made me it made me have like chills even thinking about it now
Yeah.
because just seeing how my situation was, I remember thinking in my mind like how am I even gonna get out of this? Like, bro, what I'm gonna do? Like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it, but
Listen, you get into what you want to get into. If you
okay,
want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But if you don't want to talk about it, then
okay,
I respect that too. I would like to talk about it just because I'd be fascinated because
hmm
it helps to understand people
hmm
more. I feel like, and it shows like the magnitude of your journey, like
hmm
under helping people to understand that like it ain't no walking apart.
right,
It ain't like
because it ain't
it's yeah. So
still a journey too,
yeah.
but um, yeah, like I remember um. I had a Ford Taurus,
Okay.
10,
Okay, little Taurus.
similar Ford Taurus, but I remember specifically like well I was like transitioning from jobs. I
Mm,
would say this was when I was like working at I was working at Hamilton Relay like before um I got to that point, but
yeah.
I really was like I was lost spiritually. Like I
Mm,
was not praying nowhere near like how I do now.
yeah.
I wasn't going to church. I wasn't giving God the time like just to even talk to him, you know. I was just so more so worried about going to like I guess going to seeing if I go to these different events and stuff like oh, something gonna come out from it,
Yeah.
something good. But following certain friends to go do stuff,
Yeah.
you know, my priorities not being in check,
Yeah.
a lot of different other things like me being lazy as far as like just I guess with growing up, you know, as a young guy, young man trying to grow up and become a man, you know, be an adult, um, learning certain stuff, you know, I feel like a lot of things that was taught to other young men, I had
Yeah.
to go through and experience. I wasn't able to like get taught
Yeah.
those things because my father and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff was trial and error with me, and it was a lot of trial, a lot of error.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
that pretty much got me to be to that point. Like I didn't have a job, and I was like I was homeless too.
Okay.
Um, and I remember like that's why I say that was my lowest point because it was like I had nowhere to go,
Yeah.
but I had a car, which is
Okay.
crazy, and it's like it was to the point like I remember like I was crying and everything because it was like I felt like so much stuff was piling on top of
Yeah.
everything that what was going on, and it was like I felt like it like I was saying God was calling on me to like
Yeah.
come talk to him like come back to me because like growing up I grew up in the church.
Yeah.
You know, I know what my foundation was, and I was glad that I was grew up the way I grew up because if I didn't have that, I probably don't know what I would have did. You know, I
Yeah.
would have on a split second from trying to rob somebody or something
Yeah.
like that. You know,
And that's the
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. Like, but before it got to that point, because it was so crazy. Like it was close to happening, but it was
Yeah.
like before it even got to that point, it's like
You felt
you
God.
feel me? And I was in the car, like I remember like crying, and I was just asking, like calling out to God, and was like, um, like just asking for help,
Yeah.
giving me asking for like a sense of guidance, like asking like for him to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
If he get me out the situation, like promising I'm gonna give him his time. Like I'm not gonna do the same stuff I used to be doing. Um, you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be better,
Yeah.
basically, pretty much.
So did
And
you keep that promise
I
though?
did, I did, most
Okay.
definitely, most definitely. But see, this the thing. That's why I feel like um it's like slow progress, but ain't no
Yeah.
progress. I'm
Yeah.
still doing.
Actively growing and
Yeah, but
trying to.
as far as the stuff that I was doing as a young, ooh, nah, no one verse now. Hold on, now you can make me think of this. I don't know it verbatim, but when
Okay.
he say, when I was a child, I used to do childish things, but when I
Mm.
became an
Uh,
adult, I put the childish things away.
Okay.
Come on
I
now,
can't tell you what the exact verse is. I'm
what
not gonna lie
that's
to you,
from?
but that is one of
That's
them.
one of them. I know.
It's a famous one too.
Yes,
People know that
yeah,
when
cause
you
that one,
become a man, you put
yes,
away
put away
childish
childish
things.
things. That
Yeah.
resonated with me
Yeah.
so much. That's why I remember that. But a lot of that, like I'm not like how I used to be.
Yeah.
I'm a man now. Like I take care of stuff I need to take care of. But it's just all I say is like it's a journey. I feel like I had to get that situated first before I could go try to pursue what I need to pursue.
That foundation, like you've been
Exactly,
calling it.
exactly. Make sure that's straight. Cause if that's not straight, how you gonna even expect to like,
Tell the people.
you know,
Tell them. Tell
yeah,
them, Roman.
you ain't even you ain't living by what you talking. You ain't living by.
Mm. So now you got your foundation straight,
Hmm.
and you know where you're at.
Hmm.
Tell us more about where you're at right now in your journey.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. Pretty much everything. Like as far as like the basic stuff, all that. Like a nice job. I got a nice car. Got a nice crib. You know. Um, and I'm appreciative for all that. Like because of the time I didn't have that at all.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like I feel like now that I got it, it hit different.
Yeah.
And right now, I would say I'm at that point to where, like I said, I'm working on growing my relationship with God even more than what it is now. I'm proud of how my relationship is with Him now.
Yeah.
I'm proud of how so far I came.
Yeah.
Because I
You
strayed
should
away,
be. Yeah.
right. But um, I'm back on track with that. But now I want to get more of a even more like a consistent thing with like getting in the word more and stuff
Mm.
like that. Just so I, studying the Bible, I would
Yeah.
say. Um,
Um, Tell us about where you're at in your journey now, as far as like your career, what you're working on, different things like that.
okay. Well, where I'm at now, I would say I'm right before my big grand, like what's the word I'm looking for?
Entrance.
Yes,
Okay.
like my introduction to the word.
Okay.
Like I said, I was just kind of working on my relationship with God, my discernment and stuff before I get there. But like as far as right now, like I'm about to put out an extended play. It got 6 songs on it.
Okay.
And every actually they recorded all except for one. No, all of them are recorded. I just have to re-record
Mm.
2 of them because of the sound. Like I kind of want to go to a better quality studio to
Gotcha.
get it down pat.
Yeah.
But yeah, before this year, I had no direction of a project that I wanted to drop or nothing like that. Like I have
Yeah.
a track list. I got the name of it. It's gonna be called. Wait for this. But no, it's gonna be called Outstanding. That's the
Okay.
name of it. And like
What that
yeah,
mean? You gotta tell it what is what why
I feel like it's
outstanding.
just because for one, like I have a song under, it's called Outstanding, and I feel like that's gonna be like the main single, you would say.
Okay.
Like that's one of the first songs if I had to play for somebody that never heard nothing of mine, I would play that song. And aside from that is I basically feel like it's just the right um vibe for the project because it's like I feel the most confident I've ever felt about myself,
Yeah.
like and what I could do
Okay.
musically. So that just fit it, you know.
Okay.
That's how I feel. It just fit it. I'm
Okay.
outstanding. Like I'm an outstanding person.
Come on
I
with
would
it
say, you
then.
know,
Talk nice to yourself.
right, right. But yeah, I have but I don't have a date for it to come out yet. But
Yeah.
that's because it's a lot of stuff that I really I'm learning behind the scenes as far as like money being spent on certain things that you need
Yeah.
for like when you drop you gotta have certain stuff copyrighted. You gotta have certain subscriptions to certain stuff before, you know, that allows you to put stuff out there for you so you can um at least get some type of revenue back from it or stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like a lot of crossing T's, dotting I's and stuff like that. And on the other hand, me like seeing and learning from other different people's stories and their experiences and stuff,
Yeah.
like basing off how I would want to start this for me.
Yeah.
But all in all, I'm in a position like getting all those things wrapped up together so I can introduce myself to the world, I would say. I'm
Okay.
right before that. But yeah,
Okay.
you know.
All right now. Well, tell these people actually no. So to sum up your overall like journey,
Hmm.
what would you say the key takeaway from your journey would be as of right now?
Off top is it is include God in the things you do, everything you do.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my takeaway because when I wasn't doing that, that wasn't going for me. But the moment I started, when I when I was at my point and I had that conversation, like I got a job so quick after that, you know, and stuff started falling into play.
Yeah.
Like with the people I met and or not even just that, but like the certain situations that got me to evolve. I mean, yeah, evolve and be better, you
Yeah.
know, in all aspects. But most definitely, like keeping the faith. Um, I feel like a key part in my story is like I had to want to um want to have that relationship with God, like
Yeah.
the want to, not
Yeah.
just to do it just because you hear people saying it
Yeah.
or like you see, but me wanting to do that
Yeah.
and like
I gotta come from
right,
within.
right, keep it consistent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Consistency, um, being consistent with it, um, being consistent with everything too in day to day life. You
Yeah, I
know what I'm
just
saying?
gonna
So
say what
consistency
he
is big,
laid
right?
before you in
Right.
your
And
hands. You
that
gotta be consistent with that too.
yes, gotta stick with it. I would say that most definitely. Keeping
Okay.
my faith, um, um, wanting a relationship, seeking a relationship with God, and staying consistent. Those are my three biggest things right
Okay.
now.
All
You
right
know,
now.
yeah,
Okay. All right, Mr. Roman.
yeah.
or
It's
YBKOG.
already, yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, tell the people how they can reach you if they want to get in contact with you.
Well, of course, you can reach me on Facebook. I do have an artist page on Facebook.
Okay.
Um,
What's the name of it?
but the artist page on I do have to. No, it is. It's updated. It's YBKOG. You can find me on that, and you can get my personal page on Facebook, Romy Kimbrough, first and last name, Instagram, same thing, YBK underscore OG.
Okay.
Um, definitely that's those socials. Yeah, y'all folk can't get my snap.
Okay, yeah, they might not need the snap. Snap be a different place sometime.
Ah,
But no. Okay. Okay. Well, you know, God gonna do some great things with you. I know that for a fact. If you keep on with what you're doing and seeking Him first and putting Him first and
Mm-hmm.
intermixing Him all up in your stuff, He's gonna take you right where you need to go and continue to send the people in your life to help you to grow.
Right.
Continue to allow Him to develop you
Mm-hmm.
because that's so important. Continue to show up as you,
Mm-hmm.
and be confident in you, and don't compare yourself to nobody else because can't nobody beat you being you.
Right.
So,
Right. And
um,
I really believe that too. I believe that.
yeah, yeah, seriously though, like, because like I said, and I posted a little picture on Snap, not Snap, but Instagram. The world needs your unique gifts.
Mm.
It really does. Like it's enough, and I always say that it's enough negativity in the world as it is. Show up and put some positivity in the world.
Right.
Because the people that's on that negative stuff, they ain't got no problem with putting it out there in the atmosphere.
Right.
But we, the positive ones, trying to be positive, trying to do right, trying to be true to God, all that good stuff, we just act so fearful and try to hide ourselves. You got to come out.
Right.
You got
Right.
to get on out there. Like,
Yeah.
stop dragging your feet. God and put your plan together. Get out there.
Mm-hmm.
Make it happen, Roman.
Yeah.
Not
Groundwork.
you, but allow
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
the things because some of this stuff is like it's not happening because you ain't doing it. Like
Yeah.
he then told you to do it. Like go because I am with you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you continue to hide yourself
All right.
and trying to come up with different way, I just don't have this together, and I just not ready for this and that and the other.
You got
Fifth, 11 excuses.
right.
You got to do something, put something out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So
Most definitely.
yeah.
Feel like I'm gonna come back next time I'm on the show. I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have some
Have
out.
some for us,
I'm gonna
man.
have
Don't
some
don't
out.
be playing.
Most definitely.
Outstanding. Come on with it.
Yeah.
We want to hear it.
Yeah.
I could have clipped it at the end of the video or something,
Yeah.
or did like a little exclusive thing on my page or something. You gotta give us something.
Yo, you know what? It's I'm gonna give you an exclusive. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you one. Like
Okay.
yeah, give me some time.
Okay.
It's gonna
Oh
be
Lord.
exclusively for the Just Say Okay podcast
Okay.
for an update on you know right. I got something in the works too. So
Okay.
like y'all like
Now we're gonna be checking in. I think we might need a song or the whole EP by at least May or something now.
yeah for sure. That
Yeah.
is
End of May.
before that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
Most definitely. I
Okay.
say it's pretty much done. It's just a lot of the
Red
cleaning
tape.
up and stuff that I
Yeah.
ain't really even think come with it because I never got a chance to even put nothing out. Like
Okay.
other than I put something out on Spinrilla before.
Okay.
You know
That's
how
been
long
realer
ago
now.
that was.
Okay.
Spinrilla
I was just gonna say
and
that's been
and
realer now.
and
The,
SoundCloud.
the the young cats don't even know what's
They
been
don't
real
know. They don't know
is.
nothing about that. They don't know. They might be before their time, like though. But officially, as an adult, like with who I am now, I feel like people get a people get a taste of it. People get a to experience that like to see like my personality and
Yeah.
like I feel like they gonna rock with it
Yeah.
because it's gonna be me. Like
Yeah.
I'm be me.
They ain't got no choice but to rock with it.
Right.
Like people, if nothing else, people appreciate genuineness.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I could tell, like, yeah, this you.
Yeah.
Like you ain't putting on no facade. You ain't doing nothing. No, that's you.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. But
Right.
okay, Mister YBK
OG.
OG.
Can't
Excuse
forget the
me.
OG.
Okay, okay. So at the end of every episode, we do what we like to call "What are you saying okay to this week?" So I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Roman, what are you saying okay to this week?
That's a good question. What am I saying okay to? Well, for now, especially since we done went through episode and things we talked about, certain things I picked up. I'm definitely saying okay to whatever uh God presents to me. no, I'm gonna do that regardless. But
Yeah.
sometimes we get hesitant on certain stuff we not.
Yeah.
But no matter how it looks, like if it's in terms of any form of fashion of like progress towards the music, or
Yeah.
even with my job and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
in the spiritual aspect too. I would say I'm gonna say okay to anything God put in front of me. I
Okay.
say
Okay.
this week,
All right now.
definitely.
I'm saying okay to becoming consistent.
Hmm.
Continue to be consistent because I be consistent in a lot of things in my life, but some stuff just fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
But I want to be more consistent. Because I feel like that's the highest form. That can be one of the higher forms of appreciation, showing God like you really appreciate what He's put before you,
Right.
is by being consistent in what it is that He's asking you to do.
Right.
So I'm saying okay to consistency this week, but you know, this was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for
Of
coming
course. Yo, y'all. First
on.
podcast.
Yeah,
That
too
is
so
good.
okay to just say okay. Like I said, y'all gonna definitely have to hit him up, y'all, because he's really talented, and I think y'all are really like honed in with the messages that he's bringing through his music. That's his ministry. That what
That's
he
my
doing.
yes, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure.
yeah. Okay, but other than that, as always, you guys, just go out there, just say okay, be great, and have a good one. Bye, y'all.
We out. Ali 5,000.
Well, look at you staying the whole time. Thank you for tuning in to Just Say Okay podcast. If you would like to reach me, you can follow me on Instagram at justsayokpod_, or you can email me at okgodpod@gmail.com. And as I said before, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Just say okay, y'all. Have a good one.